Elephant dung paper is not just paper. It's waste turned into wealth. Each sheet comes from fibers elephants can't digest, collected and transformed by hand into something rare and eco-friendly. The story sounds simple, yet the product is sold as a rare luxury. But here's the question: how does it truly differ in look and feel from normal paper? What makes this strange material feel like a luxury? But why luxury? Why not just call it eco-paper? The journey begins with the elephant itself. Every day, an adult elephant eats nearly 200 kilograms of grass, leaves, and bark. But here's the secret: its digestive system is not perfect. Almost half of what goes in comes out as rough, fibrous material. To most people, this is waste. To skilled hands, it's the raw ingredient for something extraordinary. That very waste is collected from sanctuaries in places like Sri Lanka, Thailand, and parts of Africa. Workers don't just scoop it up and press it into sheets. There's a meticulous process of cleaning, boiling, and refining. What was once dismissed as animal droppings is reborn as a clean, textured sheet of paper. Now think about ordinary paper. To make just 1 ton of it, industries cut down about 24 trees and use thousands of liters of water. That means a simple notebook or a packet of printer paper carries a hidden cost that most of us never consider. Deforestation, chemical bleaching, and carbon-heavy manufacturing are all part of the invisible price tag. Elephant dung paper, on the other hand, begins with a resource that already exists in abundance. No trees cut, no forests cleared. The elephant has already done half the work by breaking down plant fibers that are tough for machines to handle. And suddenly, the idea of sustainability stops being abstract. It's right there, in the transformation of waste into wealth. How does it truly differ in look and feel from normal paper? When you hold elephant dung paper in your hands, the difference is immediate. Ordinary paper feels smooth, uniform, almost too perfect. Machines make sure every sheet is identical, thin, and polished. Elephant dung paper, however, carries texture. It feels slightly rough, with tiny visible fibers woven through the surface. No 2 sheets are exactly alike. To the eye, regular paper looks bright white or bleached, while dung paper often has natural earthy tones, soft browns, grays, or creams, sometimes even speckled with small bits of plant fiber that survived the process. In other words, one looks like it came out of a machine, the other looks like it came out of a vintage story. What makes elephant dung paper feel like a luxury is not just the material itself, but the story it carries. Luxury has always been about rarity, craftsmanship, and meaning, and this paper has all 3. It's handmade, so every sheet is unique, textured, and imperfect in a way machines cannot replicate. It connects to an animal as majestic as the elephant, turning waste into something refined and exclusive. And most importantly, it gives the buyer a story to tell. A notebook or invitation made from elephant dung instantly sparks curiosity and admiration. That feeling of owning something rare, ethical, and conversation-worthy is what transforms it from simple paper into a luxury experience. But why luxury? Why not just call it eco-paper and sell it as a green alternative? This is where storytelling meets exclusivity. Elephant dung paper is handmade, and no 2 sheets are exactly alike. The texture is irregular, the color is natural, and each piece carries the story of an animal as grand as the elephant. Luxury is not always about gold or diamonds. It's about rarity, craftsmanship, and meaning. When someone buys stationery, a notebook, or even wedding invitations made from elephant dung paper, they are not just buying a product. They are buying a story they can tell. a story that makes them stand out. Collectors, environmentalists, and conscious consumers are often the ones who pay the premium. But it's not just them. Luxury brands themselves have started to embrace this unusual paper. For example, boutique gift shops in Europe and the US market elephant dung notebooks at prices many times higher than regular ones. Why? Because in a world flooded with mass production, the unusual becomes valuable. Owning a piece of elephant dung paper is like holding a conversation starter, a hidden gem that says, "I care about sustainability, but I also value uniqueness."